on the internet. You're assaulted.
Hey everybody, welcome to Retro Station 1989. First, let me say thank you so much to our new space pirates, bringing us to the point that I needed to be at, which was 200 subscribers. Actually, we're beyond that. We're at like 220 now, as of last count. Thank you so much for checking out the site. After checking out the Game Chasers endorsement that Chris Rager gave us. Big shout out to Chris. Hey Chris. Thank you so much for blowing up one of my videos. Holy shit. Lastly, on this list of things I got to do, Sunday the 3rd, there's going to be a long session, Q&A. You can come talk to me, ask me anything about illustration and such, because we're going to be illustrating something for you guys. Your Space Pirates badge. Making those tomorrow. So, that should give you an idea of when I'm recording all this. Oh, yeah. Cream of the crop. But in all seriousness, welcome to my series called License to Play. License to Play is about retro games that are based on movies, TV, comics, everything, basically. Anything that was licensed, with the exception of sports, even in some cases, commercial mascots. We're going to have a lot of fun. I don't want to lie to you. We're going to have a lot of fun in the series. This episode, however, your friend Commander Dan has come across some shit that I forgot about, and maybe you never even heard of. This particular license had a toy line, a cartoon. It had fast food merchandise. It was everywhere. And I bet you don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. In fact, I bet you won't even know that there was a game that came out for this particular license. And when I show it to you, trust me, it's like lifting a big rock and looking underneath. And today, we're looking underneath a pretty shitty rock.
The 90s. Guess jeans, video games, Tude. You know, as in attitude. Well, you fucking know what Tude is. We just crowned a Nintendo World Champion, and life was pretty fucking sweet. Disney cartoons on TV were in their prime. DuckTales, Rescue Rangers, Gummy Bears. The Disney afternoon was in full swing. In fact, afternoon cartoons were dominating the airwaves from 2 to 6 p.m. with animated mind sugar to blast your brains out the back of your skull. And the theaters? Oh man, they were filled with great flicks. B-movies like Robot Jocks. And great movies like Hook. Yep, Hook. Directed by Steven Spielberg. It was a classic. And had an NES release. But we ain't talking about that well-worn terrain. Sorry, my little babies.
That's right! Today we're talking about Peter Pan! And we're gonna kill that little prick as well! Smee! Smee, where are you? Hey, what? No, my name's Chris. What? What did you say? What? No. This is a cruise ship. I'm on vacation, man. I ain't Smee. What do you mean? You're not Smee? No! We're gonna kill Peter Pan! Har, yar, har, har. Har. With the claw. Or the hook. You want to kill a kid? A defenseless kid? Wait, what? You're not... What the fuck? Now you know how I felt when I heard that Fox announced there was going to be a Peter Pan cartoon coming to the airwaves in the 90s. And it wasn't a Disney afternoon cartoon, oh no. And it wasn't based on fucking Hook. Oh no, that movie wasn't coming out for another 10 fucking months. No, we didn't get Hook. We didn't get Peter Pan, the Disney cartoon. What we got was
Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates. This cartoon actually wasn't bad at all. It began in 1990, created by Saban International and Fox Children's Productions. It ran for 2 years, but it was destined to failure. Basically, it was sort of trying to cash in on Hook, which had been in production since 1989, and shortly after it was announced, the Peter Pan cartoon came out. But the movie didn't end up coming out until winter of 1991, and Saban was in the middle of gearing up for other more mature type series, namely the 1994 smash hit Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates was a good show, with good animation, and more than the basic bullshit kinds of kiddie stories in most other cartoons. And it had Tim Curry as Captain Hook, So it was a cool but trivial little afternoon item. The story of Peter Pan and the pirates should be told in fucking farts. Or dick semaphore. Just waggling dicks in your face and in the faces of everyone who ever picked it up to play it. This game is the drizzling shits for one reason. Because nobody cared. At all. This game is made by the world-famous Equilibrium Studios. I think. Shit, even Wikipedia doesn't know for sure. What we do know is that Toy Headquarters, THQ, published this flaccid pigeon dick example of corporate child abuse because they just don't like kids. Toy Headquarters. THQ. They started out as a shitty publisher of games designed by other folks like LJN. Friedman. No, not that Friedman. Jack Friedman created THQ. Jack's Pacific. And holy shit, LJN. Motherfucker. Well, they didn't remain awful. THQ eventually got their shit together when they focused on wrestling, along with making one of my favorite video games of all time, WWF No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. But in 91, Jack Friedman was firing fist-shaped rockets right at our buttholes without the courtesy of a reach-around. This is one of those shovelware licensed titles that just beats you down with how bad it is. With a game like Arkista's Ring or something like Shadow of the Ninja, you know that the company isn't a first-tier publisher or developer, right? But there's a level of, oh yeah, I see what they're doing. I see, they had a point of view. But THQ in the NES era, they gave less of a shit about what they stuffed in the NES cartridge than I did about my Captain fucking Hook costume. The story of the game is literally, Captain Hook is a prick, he and his pirate flunkies are fucking up Neverland to draw out Peter Pan. And the manual basically says, destroy Captain Hook once and for all. Like murdering him. Like just fucking killing him and his pirate buddies. See? Nobody gave a shit. Another thing. You've seen footage here of the game, but notice that the fucking manual is in blue and silver. All the images are monochromatic because this looks a fuck ton of a lot better than this koala vomit colored bunch of bullshit.
Folks, if you watch my show, you know I try to be fair. I try to be nice. But this game, it fucking pushes my buttons. It is the laziest, most lackadaisical piece of shit I have ever played. And getting through it is a chore and a half. No, you know what it's like? The further you get through it, the harder and shittier it gets. Until you just can't finish it. It's like a fucking diarrhea burrito.
I'm just going to shut up here and let you hear the first couple seconds of this bullshit. Listen. Love it. You love that, right? That sound? That fucking cat being thrown against a goddamn player piano? You like that? You love it. Well, you don't? Well, too fucking bad. It's what you got. Now, the levels go left to right, and the graphics look almost like something from the show. Almost. What it really looks like is someone ate and then shit out a copy of Mario Paint and then smeared it with Peter Pan peanut butter. So that's what it looks and sounds like. But I cannot emphasize how shitty the game plays. Don't waste money or time seeking this turd of a game out. Let me just tell you, it controls like your hands got kicked in the balls. If you manage to kill a single pirate, you'll feel a swell of pride, which will fizzle away as you realize your dumbass has been playing this bullshit for more than 2 seconds. It's humiliating. And me, I bought this fucking thing when it came out at full fuck price, okay? I never beat it, but then I told you the rule. Around my house, you had to beat the game before you bought new games. Well, I never beat this piece of shit. But then, I was buying my own games with lawn mowing money by that time. I never destroy games I own out of anger. I don't dump on them. I don't snap them in half or saw them with a sawzall. I keep them, like skulls on a pike outside a Raider Haven in Fallout, to remind me that sometimes games are fucking awful.
So this piece of shit, yeah, it gets its license fucking revoked. We're not going to even ask the rhetorical question I always ask. No, you're revoked. You're fucking revoked. I'd love to fucking put you in the airlock and fucking press the button and jettison you into the cold vacuum of space. But I don't destroy my games. So I'm going to throw it over there and forget that fucker ever existed. Again, it took 20 years, people, for me to just and forget that I ever played that piece of shit. My God, the depths of depravity. It's like they stole money from me. I paid for that fucking thing full fucking price. I'll tell you what, I'm telling you right now too, this revocation fucking stands for all time. Never gonna get an appeal. That fucking thing is as guilty as sin of being bad and lazy and just a property who the fuck knows about it at all. I'm getting a little hot. Getting a little fucking angry right now. Look, now you know about this game, all right? But please heed my warning. Do not go buy a copy to see how bad it is. If you find a ROM online, report that site that you found it at, because you don't want them being pirates of software, and you certainly don't want to play that piece of shit. They're trying to hurt your brain when they do that. So give it up. Give it up. Because it sucks. It's a quest you should not go on. Fuck Peter Pan. Fuck those fucking pirates. But I love all of you. So remember, if you liked what you saw today, please hit subscribe, hit like, give me a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, comment down below on other games you'd like to see. I've got 2 coming up that I think are pretty good for the new year. And more than that, guys, welcome aboard, my new Space Pirates. Gotta say I love you. And happy 2021. We are in the fucking future now, baby. But my games are going to forever stay retro, and that's what I'm going to tell you. More than anything else I said in this video about games or gaming or other shit, remember to always stay retro. Peace.